What's going on? This your boy Chris Simmons coming to you with another podcast on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Now, let me tell you something. I'm just gonna be real with y'all, man. The guest that I got on, man, it is a. I'm just gonna be real. It's a miracle, man. It's a miracle how she on. You should have seen her before. So now she's still trying to get adjusted throughout the show. But I, we just gonna have
We're good.
we gonna have to keep rolling with this. She keep telling me she good, and we trying to conduct the show. She keep moving the camera. I think the last take she had that little thing in the
I
back
think
just
what?
failed. So we trying to get her together. I mean, it's just a miracle how she was able to come on. I know she was supposed to come on two
Jesus is
weeks
here.
ago.
He is real. Yes.
She was supposed to come on 2 weeks ago, but she said she had to move it to this week, and then it was supposed to be for this morning. I was supposed to record it this morning, but then she had something else come up. But you know what? I think it was good that we moved it to the afternoon because I also had a rocky start this morning. I mean, there was a lot going on in my morning, so I'm just glad to be able to be done with that. And I was dealing with some family drama as well, so I'm just glad to be done with that. But anyway, hey, listen, we're just gonna get right into the show. But the guest that I have on today, she is a mental health coach slash entrepreneur who empowers people in the community and also works closely with people who might be dealing with some mental issues. So we're gonna have a really good show, and we're gonna really open up about some topics that are related to mental health, and because mental health is a serious issue. To be honest, I have a friend who suffers from depression. I've seen him go through it,
Mm.
and it is not fun. I'm telling you, like especially when the COVID hit. I mean, it was even worse. I mean, it hit him real bad, just because of that self isolation. You just feel like you're trapped. And so, for people who are dealing with mental issues, I mean, hey, I pray for y'all, man, because I've seen, like I said, I've seen a friend go through it. I have a personal, a close family member that deals with it, and there's nothing to play with. So hopefully today we can be able to help y'all, give y'all some tips on how to be able to overcome that. And I have a very special guest here who can also give y'all some great insight. So without further ado, let me introduce y'all to Miss Tanisha. Hey, what's going on, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. What a great introduction. And yes, I do have to back you up with this, Chris.
Oh
Listen,
my God. See,
I
look.
do a lot of I do a lot of podcasts. I do a lot of interviews. I think that's how you even got connected to me, seeing stuff.
Mhm.
I've never had all these obstacles with an interview for a podcast. But you know what? I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus.
Amen.
And I'm going to just put it out there. Like, I think anytime there's a lot of obstacles in particular with something, specific, it's because it's just going to be destined for greatness. There's a reason why there was just so like all these weird things happening, like almost like the enemy didn't want us to have this, but we are here and we're doing this. So thank you for being flexible. Thank you for being patient. And truth be told, he everything he said is right. Tried to we're going to do this 2 weeks ago, then this morning, but we're here. We're here now. We're going to make the best of it at this time.
Absolutely, man. I think that's what I've always talked about, when dealing with, stuff like this is just having patience. And that's one thing that I've really struggled with, but I think my patience was perfect. I'm think because there could have been time in the past where I would got real frustrated, but you know what? When you're dealing with stuff like this and you really want stuff to happen, you have to just get, just have patience. Have patience. Patience is key. I think I made an
That's
episode.
right.
So patience is key, to be honest. So I'm just glad that we were able to work it out. I'm glad that God was able to bring us together, and we're gonna have a fire episode for y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Listen, I was so glad that she was able to connect with me because I reached out to her. I saw her Instagram. I actually saw a few clips of her speaking, and literally like the first 10 seconds, it got me. Like she speaks with a lot of power and just enthusiasm. I'm like, this is perfect. This is what we need for the show. This is what I need. So I'm just
Oh, well, thank you. I'm honored to be a guest on your podcast, Chris
yes,
Simmons. This is
yes,
great. Thank you.
yes.
All the way from Ohio. Ohio meets New York. So here we
Oh
go.
yeah. I forgot to mention I had a intro for her. I had a perfect intro, but I forgot to mention that she was from New York City. You know what I'm saying? Well, not New York City, but she's from somewhere in New York that I've never heard of. Because when I think of New York, all I think of is New York City. But she said she's
Everyone
from.
thinks that. There's New York State is a huge state. So I'm from
Yeah,
the Hudson Valley, New York. It's all good though.
right. I mean, I understand. I understand. New York is a big state. I know there's more than New York City, but when people think of New York, I mean, they think of New York City. Now, I think there's another city called Buffalo. I heard they got some good wings. I know my friend Shay, who works with me and has also been on the show, told me they have some really excellent wings. And I told him, I said, we're gonna take a trip out there, man. I think it's called Duff's, something called Duff's. I think it's what it's called. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he said like some.
Buffalo is about 8 hours from where I am currently. It's way up north.
Ooh,
Buffalo is that cold country, but yeah, they're known for their buffalo wings.
see, it's only like about what three? Actually, it's like 3.5 hours from where I'm at, and I'm all the way like near Cleveland, so it's a little closer. So I guess you might live. I mean, where is that? Is that like north? Is that like the northern part? Like where are you
I
at?
live in the Hudson Valley, New York, like Catskill, New York. So it's about it, kind of to give a nice visual. When you think of New York City, Manhattan, Times Square, I'm about an hour and 15 minutes from there
Okay,
on the outskirts. Yep.
okay, all right. That's what's up. That's what's up. I might see. The crazy thing is, even though we were talking about New York, I've actually never been to New York City. I've never been. And I think that's one of the places I want to go. The only thing is, there's so many people around there. So, um,
Hmm.
make a trip up there, man. I might have to make a trip, see what it's about. I heard it's really nice. So,
It is. You should.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to come visit you. You know what I'm saying? See what you up to. You know what I
There
mean?
we go.
You have to be my tour guide. You know what I'm saying? You have to give me a tour. Of stuff around there. I heard there's a lot to do around there. So we might have to. We have to plan that. We have to plan that trip. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Chris.
Absolutely. But anyway, we're gonna get right into it. So first of all, to kick off the show, I just want to know personally, what made you decide that you wanted to become, a mental health coach? Like, what was what motivated you to pursue this career?
I like that question. That's a different kind of question. I've been doing a clinical social worker, at LCSW. I've been doing clinical work for 15 plus years. So I'm not new to this and doing private therapy, doing sessions with my clients one-on-one, couples therapy, families therapy, all of that. Um, there were common themes that I saw with people. Coaching and therapy are two different things. Therapy is kind of getting to the root of like the maladaptive behavior, right? Like something has happened which has interfered with that person functioning at their normal state. And one thing I found is like that therapy gets to the root of that. Coaching is what a coach does, right? What does a coach does? They see the overall. Have you ever been on sports? They
Right.
see the overall vision of the team, right? They know where to put the players in place, and they know they're gonna make a player that's not good, right? They're gonna go in layers. So somebody that's sitting on the bench, the goal is to get them off the bench, right? Off the bench on the field, you're gonna make a good player even better, and a better player even greater, right? And then greater, even excellent. So a coach is gonna exactly do that. Coach you through certain things in life that you're trying to get to. And a lot of people are always trying to get from point A to point B, but they don't know how to get there. So there were themes that I saw in my clients' life transitions. How do I deal with even starting my own business? I just want more out of life. I don't feel like I'm living in my purpose. So that what was birthed my coaching and Castellanos coaching and consulting LLC, and that's how my business was birthed there. And I have two different programs. One program that deals with mental health essentials. So that's coaching. And that's a lot of for people who, let's say they're doing self development. Let's say they're on a journey of wanting just to make themselves better, right? So in that program, I talk about things such as, working in your zone of genius, finding your strengths, right? What makes you resilient, imposter syndrome, things that a lot of people on a daily deal with. And that's what I talk about in my coaching program with them. So that's why I became a mental health coach. And then my other program, which is like for about 12 weeks, deals with entrepreneurs and business owners who really want to get to the next level in their business, right? Maybe they're like, I want to double my income. What does branding look like? Where do I reach the ceiling? And I want to go greater, right? I want to go higher. I want to go bigger. I just don't know how to do that. So that's what we do in my 12-week course.
Mm.
So that's how I became, my coaching consulting business, Castellanos Coaching Consulting LLC was birthed.
Okay. All right. I see you, sister. I see you, girl. Come on now. Yeah. Hey, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? See, like you got a lot going on. You got a lot on your plate. You're involved in different things. And I applaud that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. How you are able to do all that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it really does. Like the type of work that you do makes a very great impact in your community. Um, I personally love working with people as well. I always love working with people. I always love trying to motivate them to get to the next level. One thing that I found is that one thing that I discovered about myself too is that I like to work out and really, just help people, reach their fitness goals. So I think me and you have a lot in common right there in terms of being able to work with people because that's essentially what you're doing. You're working with people. You're trying to help develop them. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help develop them mentally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's awesome. I mean, keep up the good work. You know what I mean? Really, really applaud that. You know what I mean? That's what's up. I mean, I really love it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And that's great. I didn't know you were into that. Listen, I have a coach to help me with my fitness and my weight loss. I've currently lost 25 pounds and counting since January.
Yeah. So did you like have a goal throughout in the beginning of the new year? Like, did you have a goal like everybody else, like in the new year, or did you?
I'll be honest with you. It hit me in prayer in October. I really felt God was telling me, Tanisha, once I had to take one more licensure test for my degree, which is my clinical. And I was studying for my clinical at that time. And then after that, I really just felt like after that, work on your body, work on your fitness. And listen, there was not like, some people go into that mode, right? When the doctor's like, hey, you got to lose weight, or hey, you're going to get diabetes or high blood pressure, or your cholesterol. It was nothing like that, right? I might be fluffy, but I'm healthy. Like I don't have anything. And it was just a personal, commitment. And this is what I say to people. For me, I just can't live in mediocre or be in the everyday knowing that there's better, right? If I know that I can physically be in better shape and not at my best, I want to be at my best. So I made that commitment in October and started carrying out the plan in January.
Okay. That's what's up. I mean, that's really how it starts. I mean, you gotta be able to make up in your mind as to what you want to accomplish before, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And to be able to execute it. And the fact that you wanted to do it before the new year, because I feel like everybody, when the new year hits, that's when everybody want to make goals.
Oh, forget
It's just like, come on.
it, right?
Yeah, it's like, come on now. It's like doing it because it looks good, everybody else doing it. But are you really doing it for you? Are you really doing it because you want to improve, or are you doing it just so it looks good on paper, just so you can fit in with everybody else? You know what I'm saying? So that's awesome. I'm glad that you decided to take that initiative and to be able to better yourself. Basically, that's all we're trying to do, just better ourselves each and every day. I work on that every day. You know what I'm saying? But I know that for people who might struggle mentally, they may not have that same motivation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure, you work with a lot of those type of people, those type of clients where it's hard for them to get motivated. You know what I'm saying? But first I want to know, like, what is the reason? Like, what do you think the reason is why people struggle with those mental health issues to keep them going in their life?
Mm. That's what you came up with some great questions. I like these. These are good, Chris. Smart guy. Smart guy. No, really, that's really good. It's a lot of different components. I think we're a society, and I teach this with my clients, right, Chris? Let's go back to weight loss. If the one solution to weight loss was drink a gallon of water and you're good, right? Then there'll be not a billion, quadrillion dollar industry with people trying to lose weight, right? You tell me, oh, I got to just drink a gallon of water and I'm good money, right? Like I'm just going to lose weight. But we know that that's not it. Now, it's a part of it, right? Now it's the drinking water, it's the resting adequately, it's what you're eating nutritionally, it's your, caloric intake, it's your exercise output, all of that. Same is the same with mental health. What causes these mental health issues? Why do people get this? And it could be a plethora of reasons. It can be one being genetics, right? Genetics does play a part in how we are medically and mentally. So if there's a strong history of mental health illness and diagnosis in the family, that is something to pay attention to, right? There are genetic components that show we might be more genetically prone to mental health and showing those signs of that if it runs in our family. I want to say, though, however, that doesn't mean we have to give into it. Okay. There's the genetic component. There's the environmental component, right? If somebody is in a very dysfunctional household, a very dysfunctional environment, that can really foster symptoms of mental health illness, right? What do I mean by that? In unstable, in really stressful, unnatural environments, toxic environments, trauma happens. And when trauma happens, that really alters the way that a person thinks. It actually alters the brain chemistry that somebody has, the way that they think and they feel. So environmental factors play a part in that. It can be, past use of drug and alcohol use or current use, right? When we do things to physically alter our body, mental health illness can kind of get a foothold in that door and creep through there. Medical issues, right? A lot of people that deal with chronic pain, they never had any kind of mental health illness diagnosis in their life. Boom, they're hit with a terminal illness or chronic pain. And if somebody's in pain 24/7, right? They're going to be a little depressed. They're going to be a little sad if you're not feeling like, your whole life for 27 years, you were healthy, you were strong, you were running 3 miles a day. Boom, you're in chronic pain and it's hard to even sit down because you're in pain. It's going to change you. So there are a lot of different factors that play into the reasons that contribute to mental health illness.
That's actually interesting because that was one thing that I struggled to understand, especially when my friend was dealing with depression and he was trying to explain, how it worked. And I always thought it was just, maybe it was just a you problem. Maybe it was just the fact that, you are surrounding yourself with negativity, but it seems like it's a lot more to it, which is what I've learned over the time because, I have, like I said, I have a close family member who also deals with that. And I'm just like, man, I thought it was just like, man, she just got an attitude, she just something wrong with her, but it was more than that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know, like at first I didn't know, but now that I'm hearing it from an expert, now it's kind of opened me up to learn more about it, that it's more than just the fact that that person just got problems. I mean, they obviously got problems, but it's like deeper than that. Like,
Right.
I like what you said about the environment. That's something I learned. That was actually one useful thing I learned in college was I took a class called psychology. And I think that was one of the things I remember is the type of environment you grow up in could also be a cause of mental health. Because if you're constantly in a stressed out environment, then your natural reaction is just going to be, that's all you know. You just known to be stressed. You just known to deal with negativity, and it's going to really affect you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing that I remember learning in that psychology class. Probably one of the only things I remember in school, to be honest with you. Honestly, I think that was
Right.
one of the most useful things because it teaches you about life. So, but yeah, I mean that was interesting. I liked your perspective on that. I liked how you were able to open me up and maybe some other audience members up who may not necessarily know why a person may behave the way they behave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool. So in addition to now we know, some of the factors that mental health has, some of the contributing factors that lead to mental health. What are some ways that you can improve it? Because I'm assuming it's a cure. Like you can probably help diminish that. You can diminish those issues. But what are some type, like what are habits? What are some habits? What are ways that people can keep those mental health issues like down? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, when it can be any of those factors or all those factors together, um, ways that you can, deal with it, definitely seek professional help. I know that we all go on Google. I know we all have access to WebMD, but there is a reason, why I've been through as much school and as much hours of internship and two very big national tests to be where I am, right? Because I'm a specialist in what I do. So when you don't know something, it's out of your scope of practice. You go and look for something, right? You go and look for someone that's what they do. That's what they've been trained in. So seek help, seek professional help, get a good evaluation, seek a professional, seek an expert, seek a specialist who's going to be able to kind of have a trained eye to see and hear what you can't or what you might not understand, right? So it might require going to therapy. It might require medication management, you know, even if it's for a short while, just to get your symptoms under control, get your symptoms to a place where you're functioning again.
Hmm.
And then your therapist will, teach you ways of how whatever symptoms you're dealing with, specific, what we call therapeutic interventions to help with your symptoms.
Okay. That's it. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. I know that. Like going back to my friend, I think that he talked about how he was seeing somebody. He was also on medication. Now, do you think that's effective, or what do you feel about taking medication for it?
Well, not being as now me being a psychotherapist is different than a psychiatrist. A lot of people don't know the difference, and that's okay.
Yeah.
A psychiatrist is going to prescribe medication, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't do that. Do I support what we call medication management, medication therapy? Absolutely. So I like to explain this to my clients this way. This is like a little free nugget right here. Okay, if you have free nugget of information and wisdom, if your symptoms are really high, let's say somebody that has anxiety. Now, there's some people that their anxiety is like through the roof, right? Their anxiety has gotten the best of them that they can't go to work, they can't leave the house, they can't be in crowds, they can't drive their car, and they really have become like a prisoner to their anxiety because of doubt and fear. Then it would be a good thing to probably see a psychiatrist who can prescribe something to make your symptoms lessen your symptoms so that you can function again.
Okay.
Sorry, tickle my throat.
There it is. There's that drink. She said, "There's that." I remember that drink. What was that? What's that drink called?
Guava juice,
Wow. You said who?
Sonic Ice. Don't play with me in water.
She said Sonic Ice.
Yes, not all ice is created the same. Stop playing.
Oh Lord have mercy, man. Man. See, I remember that. I remember that drink in the beginning of the show, man. This is why we have problems getting on here. Sitting
There
on.
is no alcohol in this drink, by the way. I just got to put that out there.
I'm about to say, my girl, my.
Truth be told, I was battling food poisoning since Monday morning. So I am feeling about 85% better today, but it has been a freaking struggle, I'll tell you that. So I really have to stay hydrated because I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning, but it is awful. Awful when I tell you.
I honestly think Now the audience don't know this, but she told me that because I asked her because she talked when she called me. She said, "Hey, like I've been dealing with this food poisoning." I said, "Well, what'd you eat?" She said she had calamari and salmon. Now, I honestly think it was just raw. You didn't know it.
Oh
It would
God.
definitely take you out. That's
It didn't taste raw and it didn't look raw. I didn't even eat much of it, but listen, there was something up with it. I mean, obviously something was wrong. So, because
right.
I got violently sick, like I've never had food poisoning that junk. I don't wish on nobody. So, yeah, it was kind of serious.
Yeah, we just glad that she in good health and strength now. You know what I'm saying? Glad that she is looking better because like I said, I haven't experienced that before, but I know like when you eat raw foods, then I think that could contribute to it. But I like I said, that's one thing I figured it could have been that because when you said salmon, sometimes when people can undercook salmon or something like that, so I didn't know, but obviously whatever it was, it wasn't good. So you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but no, it's good to see that you're doing good,
Mhm.
and I'm just like I'm just like just doing awesome. You know what I mean? Just so glad that you were able to come on. Now I know you said that you had to. Um, I know you said you had to leave at 5 o'clock. Is that you still gotta? You still gotta hit the road at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Mhm. But no, I think that we had a great. We were able to share some information about mental health. I just want to make sure that we were still on time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I appreciate that.
We really want to go over, my guest time because I know she was in the time crunch, just like one of my previous guests was. But we're able to get a lot of stuff in. You know what I'm saying? We're able to get a lot of great information in about mental health, and hopefully, y'all can use this information and be able to apply it. Be able to apply it to your lives. If you're dealing with somebody, if you know somebody that's dealing with mental health, definitely go seek help because that's the only way you can get better. If you gotta be able to seek it for yourself. Because sometimes people don't know what's wrong with you until you open up. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can really get help is if you open up about your situation. So if you're struggling or somebody that's struggling, man, get them help, man. Or try to advise them, to get help or even just be there. Sometimes just being there for a person is enough.
That's
I
right.
having to deal with that, like I told you, with my boy Karen. I know over the pandemic it was pretty tough. But I was always there. He would call me like, every day just to tell me how he's feeling. And I think, just having a conversation with somebody is enough. So, you just gotta just be aware, be considerate, just seek the best for that person. Or maybe it's you, be able to make sure that you take care of yourself because your health is important. And so that's
Yes, it is.
but anyway, man, it's been a great show. I'm so glad that she was able to make it on. Almost like I said, I didn't think this was gonna happen, but God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. So we made it happen.
Amen.
Like
Hallelujah.
almost under 30 minutes. Almost under 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That was a pretty good show. But like I tell all my guests, hopefully this is not the last time that we have her on because I always love returning guests. So I'm telling y'all, man, y'all might see her back on. We might do another show. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she gonna be ready this time. We had some issues getting ready. I,
I was
I
ready.
I felt like I was conducting a movie. You know how the director be like, cut. That's what it was. It was like the fourth, fifth take. You
It
know what
was. It was. Wait, we have a cut where this my background, which has never happened before. So listen, this is special. I'm gonna remember this podcast interview, Chris, for the rest of my days. All right.
so hey, I appreciate you. Hey, you want to get your Instagram out. Have people come follow you on Instagram or Twitter, whatever.
Yes. Thank you so much. So thank you so much as Chris has interviewed me. I love what he's trying to do. I love, his drive. I want to tell you, Chris, too, thank you for your professionalism and your flexibility. You're gonna do great things. I really hope and pray that your podcast even goes to greater heights and different people. So that being said, you can find me on Instagram, IG at I'm Tanisha C. You can find me on LinkedIn, Tanisha Castellanos. You can find me on Facebook, Tanisha Castellanos. You really can't miss my name. It's a large name, no middle name. Twitter, I'm Tanisha C. Hit me up, message me, contact me if you have questions, if you want to set up any consultations. If you're interested in my coaching programs, there is space available. So I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you that might see this podcast.
All right, there you got it. All right, man. Like I said, we're gonna come to a close on the show. This your boy Chris Simmons coming to a close. And just remember that follow us on Instagram at Disinfecting Your Life. There's no space, no capitals. Once again, that's at Disinfecting Your Life, no space, no capitals. And we will give y'all the updates to every show. Shows are released every Monday at 12 a.m. And this podcast might do 2 episodes a week. I might have a little co-host that might join me on Friday.
Oh, wow.
So we might be doing 2 episodes, 2 separate episodes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But like I said, follow us on Instagram for all the information. But like I said, this is what coming to the club in the show. We out. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.